Well, hello everyone. This is your girl Kim Mars, and I have a new channel, and it is called it's called Inner Love Trauma. I'm going to be talking about how to recover from narcissistic abuse. So you say, what gives Kim Mars the what makes her think that she's equipped or qualified to talk about um, how we can recover from you know narcissistic abuse? Well, I didn't on my channel, my tarot card channel, I don't talk a whole lot about myself. Maybe you may get a little bit of some of the things that may have happened in my life here and there, but not so much, because it's really all about you. Even this is going to be all about you. But I want you to understand who I am, so that we all can get on the same page, and we all can be evolved, and we all can, you know, recover from narcissistic abuse. Yes, I have been through narcissistic abuse. I was raised in a very toxic family, where I had a narcissistic or toxic mother. I shouldn't say that she's narcissistic, because I am on that end. She hasn't been diagnosed, but based on what I've learned about narcissism, she definitely has all the traits. Okay, let's put it that way. She has all the qualities of a covert narcissist. Okay, now when we talk about narcissists, a lot of times that's this whole phenomenon of narcissistic abuse. Okay, it's defined as a person that, of course, you probably, if you listen to all the other different people that have different channels and things like that, which I thank God for them. I am so very, very blessed to have been able to listen to a lot of them. If you are new to this, please listen to some of Dr. Ramani. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Listen to some of, just put in narcissistic abuse recovery, and you will be able to pull up a ton of information on narcissistic abuse. Now, you may be one of those people that you just curious to see, what I have to say about being a super empath, because that's what this a video podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about being a super empath. Okay. I had to do this over because I kept saying something different, but it's a super empath. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit more about, I want to save a lot of the time here into just diving into why I am a super empath, and why you might be already a super empath and you're listening to me, but you may be just a regular empath, in meaning that you're still recovering, or you may still be in a narcissistic um, abusive situation, either with your family, your mom, your dad, your significant other, and you're trying to figure out how to get either exit this situation, or how you're going to manage your emotions while still being in that situation. Well, let me clear that up just a little bit right there. If you're in a situation, once you find out that that person is carrying or abusing you in any type of way, whether it's, you can call it whatever you like, but abuse is abuse. We can put a name to it and say it's narcissistic abuse. But if someone is abusing you in any type of way that we're talking about on this podcast or any podcast, then you need to be planning your exit strategy. Okay. And as you become a super super um, empath, you will see why you're going to have the strength to cut these people off. Okay, so back to what has went on with me in my life and where I am today. Like I said, I come out of a household that was full of toxic um, energy. I had a very toxic parents. I had a absent father, but I had a stepfather who was also very abusive. I had a narcissistic mother, in every sense of the word, a covert narcissistic mother in every sense of the word. Since then, I have cut her out of my life, and you'll find out as we go along in some of these podcasts. But I don't want to waste a whole lot of time talking about that. But I just want to give you a little bit of background so you understand where I come from and where I am today and why I am a super empath at this point in my life. So I have come through and have come out on the other side. I have broken some of those, what they've called generational curse with me and my daughter. My daughter is a different person than what I was raised to be because of some of the things that we have cut off. My daughter is grown and she has her children and so on. So we're going to get all into that. And I'm going to show you how to come out on the other side as well. I realized one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn as a person that has healed from all of the narcissistic abuse. I've had narcissistic relationship after relationship. In fact, I didn't know they were narcissistic, relationships. I just thought they were very toxic relationships. And again, you'll hear me use toxic and narcissism and interchangeably because they are pretty much the same thing to me. Anytime someone is being abusive towards you, and they're either narcissists or they if you want to know really more about narcissism, I'm going to be explaining it as we go along, but I really don't want to get into a long explanation about that. Please, like I said, go ahead and watch some of the videos that you will see on narcissistic recovery. Go to my channel, Inner Love Trauma, and go ahead and watch some of the shorts that I actually put there. I do have some longer content, but mostly they're shorts that'll give you a little bit more insight on what a narcissist is all about and how you can combat some of those. But the best way to actually get through the narcissistic abuse is to heal, is to get stronger and become a super empath. You don't ever want to give up your empathic energy. Now, how did I find out I was a super empathic person? Is because, number one, listening to all of the information on the internet, I find out that those I fit very, very close to those, if not exact. Okay, if you listen to some of the things, but one of the things that really I understood from the beginning is I am so intuitive that sometimes I didn't like it. And I guess people, when I was in the Christian world, they would call it having discernment, having strong discernment. And I'm going to share a quick, probably a kind of triggering and disturbing story that kind of proves, or not really proves, I'm not trying to prove a point here, but I just want you, because you may relate, you may already be a super empath yourself, and you may relate a little bit more of why I say it's kind of disturbing sometimes to be as intuitive as a super empath is, because we feel things on a level that nobody else feels. And sometimes, like I said, it can be very disturbing. I can literally feel the energy of someone when they're not even nowhere near me, not anybody that I know. Really, they could just be passing by, and this is so intrusive in a sense to me. For one, because I don't want to know all this about people, right? I don't want to know, this person, just did something disturbing to somebody else. But this actually happened to me. I knew this woman. Okay, she was just a security guard in my where my mother lived, and when I used to visit my mom, they have a security guard down there, and this security guard lady she just had this really weird energy to me, and I did not like her energy at all. But she was always coming toward me to try to be friends with me, and I just didn't never I never liked this lady. Like, I it was something about her energy I just didn't like. But long story short, I found out, um, one of the kids in my daughter's class, uh, this lady was kind of befriending her, and I had this weird dream because, of course, I didn't like that this lady, but I knew of the little girl because she was in my daughter's class, right, in school. So this lady, and this lady is a little bit, she was older than me. I remember that, and I didn't like this lady. But anyways, one day, as she always used to try to push her friendship, didn't like her. Okay. Anyways, one day I had a dream. I had a dream that this lady had did something really inappropriate with this little girl that was in my daughter's class. Now, at this time that I had the dream, I didn't even know that these two people even knew each other until little bit later. And I had that dream, and it was very disturbing to me. And I just, tried to, sweep it off. Didn't say anything to anybody. I was very disturbed about it. Even in my dream, I was literally mad and upset, and calling the police and all this type of stuff. And then I thought, well, I tried to brush the dream off as saying, well, maybe because of some of my trauma, I was thinking about this, right? Maybe I was the little girl. I don't know. I was thinking all types of weird things to just brush it off. But as I got near this lady, I felt this energy even more. And then one day I saw these two people talking. She was talking to the little girl, and I was like, okay. And that energy was there even stronger. And I said, oh my God. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is what's happening. And so, and I can't even tell you what they were talking about, because my intuition was just so far above whatever they were talking about. All I could see was the inappropriateness of the energy between the two. So, and I do apologize because this is very disturbing, because it does have something, it may trigger some people, because, if you've been molested or anything in your life, this may trigger you. And I do apologize, but I just have to tell you this because I want you to understand the level of a person that may be a super empath person, and they may, and we don't talk about this. I have never really talked about this to many people. Probably told my daughter about it maybe once or twice, and I'm sure she don't even remember. But um so anyways, long story short, I confronted that lady, because remember, a super empathic person is very we're very truth seeking. We know who we are, and we're very strong in our truth. Okay, we don't like fake people at all, at all, at all. We will not call everybody out unless it's something like this. So I confronted that lady, and when walked up to her. She lived on like the third floor. I walked up to her apartment, and I knocked on her door, and I said, look, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm only going to tell you this once. If you do not leave that young lady alone, and she knew, I didn't even know the girl's name. I said, if you don't leave that young lady alone, okay, I'm going to tell her mother. I'm going to call the police, and you will be arrested. And this lady looked shocked. Now somebody, because I am so sure of my intuition, I didn't ask her. Was she bothering some kid, right? I didn't go up there and go, well, ma'am, where I looks, it kind of looks like I don't know. I went up there and said, leave this girl alone. If I see you near her, around her. Anyway, long story short, this lady was stunned. Not only was she stunned, but she confessed. And she looked at me and she says, okay, I will I will block her from my phone. Now, I don't know if they, in my dream, it was something sexual. Now, I don't know if that's what actually happened, but I believe that it did. Well, I believe what I didn't like was it was an inappropriate energy there. They wasn't touching when I saw them. They wasn't, saying anything that anybody would actually even pick up on other than somebody like myself. So I do know that both my daughter and my sister, none of them liked this lady either, and she used to always try to give them hugs, and they felt like the hugs were inappropriate. And my daughter, of course, is kind of like me, so she really they all she literally had them going around the all the way around to the other side of the doors to get to their apartment. But anyways, so after I confronted her, and she literally actually moved away from there, and she did leave the young lady alone. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys, because that's one of those moments that was very, very weird, but it does give you a very big insight on who I am. And it gives you a really, really, really deep insight on what it means to be a super empath. I hope that I did not lose anybody with telling that story. I'm not losing any subscribers. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is I hope you understand and you fully followed along with it, okay? Because that it was very disturbing to me. Now I'm going to have to probably do a couple of parts to this super empath um, project here, because I want to break it down enough where you understand where you are in the spectrum of being an empath, and how why you would want to become more of a super empath, because of the fact that a super empath is kryptonite to a narcissist, okay? They we are the only ones that can put a narcissist down, okay? And why? Because we will fight to the death for truth, okay? Not only will we fight, but we win. Why do we win? Because we have a superpower that they don't have. That's called empathy. So think of it this way: you put on your cape of super empathy. That's who you are, right? Because that's who you want to subscribe to be. And I want to teach you how to become this, because I was just like you. I thought that everybody, it was good in everybody. And I still feel that there's good in everybody, until again my superpower kicks in and say, no, 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 no. And I'm not paranoid by no means. I know good people when I see them too. Okay, I sniff them out as well. I can sniff out when someone is way too giving. I can sniff out when a person is just a very caring person. And I can sniff out when somebody is being naive. I can sniff out when a person is being taken advantage of, which I really, really, really don't like. And I am the person that will fight a bully. I will fight. I'm a woman right now. And if somebody, that's the thing about being a super empath, is that, yeah, we will punch somebody if it comes down to protecting me and mine. Okay, so that's why a narcissist would never want to get in a battle with you, because you can get down as a super empath, you can get down and dirty just as them. In fact, our biggest superpower is that we know how to mirror that mess right back to them. We know how to, we sniff it out, sniff them out so quickly that we know how to mirror it back to them, and they run from the heels because they looking at themselves in the mirror. All right. So that's why some of you guys, I know that some of you guys always say, well, maybe I'm the narcissist. You may not, you're not a narcissist. You're probably a super empath. Because if the reason that you're saying that you think that you may be a narcissist is because you are able to mirror their actions back to them. And you kind of think, oh, wow. I'm being an actress or actor just like them. No, 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 no. It's because you know how you want to. You're the type of person just like me that will don't mind giving them a taste of their own medicine. You know, so don't ever think. So that's it. That's who I want to talk to right now. Those ones that's you thinking, oh, maybe I'm I've been with a narcissist so long that maybe the fact that you even thinking that you're a narcissist, it tells me that you're not a narcissist, that you're probably a super empath. And you probably, because a lot of we don't get as much, of a spotlight as we give the narcissist, okay? Because sometimes people actually think that they're narcissists because they like, well, I showed them and this and that, and they got down dirty with that narcissist, and then they start to think, well, man, shoes, I'm no better than they are. No, 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 no. If you did that and you got into a battle with them, and what I mean by a battle, you were able to pull back your emotions and you were able to show them themselves, and you mirrored their actions back to them so much that they start saying, you're the narcissist. You're the narcissist. When you hear that, you should probably say, yeah, you won. Because, yeah, you're not a narcissist. They are still the narcissist. They just don't like to see themselves in the mirror. Okay. So I did it before. But see, I'm the type of person that I, when I find out who you are, and I find out that your game is to try to take me down, first of all, I'm going to defeat you in the fact that you think you're going to take me down, because I know who I am. I know who I am. Okay. Yes, can have my buttons, you can't push my buttons now, but have my buttons been pushed so much to the point that I screamed or I hollered or I got mad. And this is why a lot of the super empath people think that they're narcissists, because they've gotten angry one day and they snapped off and they were screaming to the top of their lungs because of justice, and because somebody really just pushed their buttons on the fact that they knew that that they pushed your buttons on the fact that this dumb person, this person that you know is not as smart as you are, was trying to run game on you. And your ego probably got in there. It's like, I don't believe this person that, come on, them trying to get over on you, and they're doing something really childish and really stupid, to the point where you want to punch them in the throat, but you don't. So you scream. I got somebody right now, somebody like, yep, that's me. Because you scream, you holler, you walk off. Maybe you might even punch something, punch a wall, not a wall. Well, I don't punch walls anymore. I haven't did that since I was like 9. But but you want to punch something, you don't, because you're an empath, you don't want to hurt them, really, right? You don't want to hurt somebody. You don't want to put somebody in the hospital, okay? And unless they coming at you. So you and then you feel bad because you got pushed to that level, right? So as you become more into your super empathic energy, you will know how to cut that off. But somebody in our life has caught us off guard with that. where we may have been crying almost uncontrollably, and at some point somebody probably thought, "Ooh, I won now. I got them going. Woo woo." The only reason that they got you to that point where you were crying is because you already knew this was going to happen, and you were kind of mad at yourself because of some of the trauma that you have already been through. So you already was kind of mad at yourself, and that's the only reason why you were crying. It wasn't really because of what that person. It had very little to do with what that person actually did, but you were also mirroring the inside of that person. You also know that they are so broken in the inside that we can sometimes feel it so deeply about what they really want to do that we will actually do it. Like we may not have been sad about something, but because that narcissistic person is so sad and so empty inside, sometimes we relate on such a level that we will actually cry and be deeply hurt. And it's kind of hard to explain, but we're deeply hurt because of what they're feeling inside. And it's not our hurt, it's their hurt. But as you become more into your super empathic energy, you will know how to not get that involved. Okay. You will know how to cut that off and say, no, that's your mess. And you will know how to stop. Even when you mirror them, you'll know when to stop. You'll say, nope, that's your energy. You can go ahead and cry in the corner, not me. Right. So that's what I kind of want to be able to teach. And that's what I'm going to be teaching. I have a journal that I have put together for anyone that wants to start on that journey of becoming a more of a super empathic person. And this is a prompt journal that will actually help you get more into building your energy and becoming more of that super empathic person. Okay. Now, this journey is going to take more than just a 30-minute video here and a couple of shorts here. So I'm going to open this up for people who want to have a one-on-one with me. And we're going to talk about your situation. But not only that, we're going to break it down, and I'm going to give you some real tools to take with you to help you hone in on your superpower and become that super empathic person that I know that you can be. I've went through a lot in my life. I've come out on the other side. And at this point in my life, I'm dedicating it to helping you come out on the other side with me. That's all I have for you guys right now. Again, this is part one. I'll be doing part two shortly. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys. I love you guys. And let's all just keep healing. Have a wonderful and blessed day.